Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, in a beautiful kingdom, there was a kind and gentle princess named Snow White. She had skin as white as the snow, and lips as red as roses, and her hair as black as ivory. Everyone who met her loved her for her kindness and beauty. However, Snow White's stepmother, the queen, was vain and proud. She had a magical mirror, and every day she would ask it, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror always replied, "You are my queen." This made her happy because she wanted to be the most beautiful person in the land. As Snow White grew older, her beauty shone even brighter. One day, when the queen asked the mirror the same question, it answered, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." The queen was shocked and filled with jealousy. She couldn't bear the thought of someone being more beautiful than her. The queen summoned her huntsman and ordered him to take Snow White deep into the forest and get rid of her. But the huntsman was kind-hearted and couldn't harm the innocent princess. "Run, Snow White, run far away and never return to the castle," he said, leaving her alone in the dark, scary forest. Snow White ran and ran, her tears falling as she stumbled over roots and bushes. Finally, she found a tiny cottage hidden amongst the trees. She knocked at the door, but no one answered. Inside, everything was small and cozy: tiny chairs, a little table, and 7 small beds. Exhausted, Snow White lay across 3 of the beds and fell fast asleep. When she woke up, she found herself surrounded by 7 tiny men with kind faces. "Who are you?" she asked. "We are the 7 Dwarfs: Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey," they said. Snow White told them her story, and the dwarfs felt sorry for her. "You can stay with us," they said, "but be careful of the queen. She might try to harm you." Snow White promised to be careful and lived happily with the dwarfs. She kept their cottage tidy, cooked delicious meals, and became like family to them. Meanwhile, back at the castle, the queen asked her mirror again, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White, who lives with 7 dwarfs, is the fairest of them all." The queen's jealousy burned brighter than ever. She disguised herself as an old woman and prepared a poisoned apple. "One bite of this apple will put her into a deep sleep," she chuckled, setting off for the dwarf's cottage. When the queen arrived, she found Snow White outside picking flowers. "Hello, my dear," she said in a kind voice. "Would you like to try this beautiful apple? It's sweet and delicious." Snow White hesitated, remembering the dwarf's warning. But the queen looked so harmless that Snow White took a bite. The moment she did, she fell to the ground, her eyes closed in a deep, magical sleep. The dwarfs returned home and found Snow White lying still, the poisoned apple beside her. They were heartbroken and tried everything to wake her, but nothing worked. They built a glass coffin for her and placed her in it, surrounded by flowers, so they could always see her beautiful face. Time passed, and one day a prince rode through the forest. He saw the beautiful Snow White in her glass coffin and felt a deep love for her. "Please, let me say goodbye to her," he said to the dwarfs. Gently, he kissed her on the forehead. To everyone's amazement, the spell was broken. Snow White's eyes opened, and she sat up. The dwarfs cheered with joy, and the prince asked Snow White to come with him to his castle. Snow White agreed, and they lived happily ever after. As for the queen, when she asked her mirror once more, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" the mirror replied, "The prince's bride, Snow White, is the fairest of them all." In her anger, The queen fled the kingdom and was never seen again.